How's it going, everybody? World Money Wins here. I'm here with my friend Jeff. He's a vintage silver and gold dealer, and this is his company, Vintage Varieties. He's got some amazing stuff here, and he's going to answer a few questions on a few questions that I've got. The first one is, how could somebody get started stacking vintage, and can it be affordable for a new guy?
Yes, it can actually. A lot of people think that when you talk vintage, they're thinking, oh my gosh, I got to buy a Mona Lisa or a Rembrandt, And while that's true that stuff does exist, there are ways to get started in vintage that are very, very economical. I mean, I've got things as low as $3 over spot down here, some under $3 over spot, $2.70 I think I'm over spot.
That's my realm. That's where
you like to be. And that's going to be your prospectors, your Engelhardt bars, Johnson Matthey Commons, a lot of common 1980s stuff, but stuff that has a higher mintage, okay, that there's quite a bit of. As you know, Engelhardt does a tier system, okay, and what I did is I took the time to actually color code all of my stuff so that it's actually by tier.
Oh, that's a good way to do it.
If you see on the front of the cases, we have tier levels. This is the more high dollar stuff. Red is the most expensive, then the hot pink, and then we've got the orange, and that's all based on mintage, as you'll see. So everything has a color-coded tag on it. So that way, when I tell people, hey, this is your world, like you said, where you like to hover. Now, where World Money Wins likes to hover is going to be down here in this case, and these are the two most common, if you want to call it that, and that would be the yellows and the greens, okay? And as you can see with the greens, I mean, I get down as low as $36 an ounce, and today's spot's at what, like $32.70 or something like that, or $32.30. So as I say, it's less than $3 over spot, and you can get into prospectors, pressed bars, extruded bars. Those types of things can be had, as well as any of the other common stuff that is out there that was from the 1980s era, but at the same time isn't going to break the piggy bank. So you're talking just paying about the same as generic, okay, but getting premium vintage silver that's really worth a lot.
Yeah, I noticed a lot. It seems that people that are into vintage, like you and I are, they want a lot more for this kind of stuff. He's got Engelhardt bars for $375, so $37.50 an ounce is a great deal especially from a specialty type dealer.
Right, correct.
What mistakes did you make early on that you wish you could change?
Well, when I first started, thought that I had to light the world on fire and buy everything in sight, okay?
That's the way I am.
And you know how it is, it's that FOMO, gotta have it now. And sometimes I found that I paid a little bit too much more for a bar that maybe I should have, and of course that stays in your collection because you're never gonna get rid of it because you just don't
I show that on my channel all the time.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're gonna put this in there till silver hits 50 or 100 or a bazillion dollars. But that's the type of thing that I do is I sometimes jump in a little bit too much because I just wanna have it, okay?
Yeah.
And you'll find that in the vintage world too, sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot because some of these things will show up on the market, whether it be on eBay, I call it Fleabay, whether you do that, or whether you go on Whatnot or some of these other places. Sometimes the stuff will pop up and you'll see two of them within a month, but then you won't see anything for months on end. Okay, so maybe years. I waited for years to get some of the bars that are down here in the red case. So understand that stuff is something that you can regret if you go a little crazy. I do find myself buying some of the more oddball stuff here. As you can see in this case, a lot of people don't know, but Engelhardt actually did a lot of dental stuff. So there's actually dental alloys, there's actually all the different powders that they use for fillings, solders, patches, even Dissient packs,
silver. There's a YouTuber called Silver Bar Stacker. He sells a lot of that stuff on his website.
And a lot of that came from him actually, because he is one heck of a stacker.
Oh man,
he's got he's got cool stuff. Pen and pad sets. I mean, trust me, Engelhardt. If they could put an Engelhardt stamp on it, they did it. Okay, you can get keychains, golf balls, you name it, it's all out there. Okay, but again, some of the mistakes I made basically, and going back to your question, was just trying to get too much too fast, and you got to be patient. The name of the game is patience with vintage collecting. So you want to make sure that you take your time and that you pick and you're selective, but you got to have a good eye for this stuff, because if you don't have a good eye for it, you can overpay. Nobody wants to pay for a Mona Lisa price for a Rembrandt that's maybe got 5 or 10 copies of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wait for the deals to come to you.
Wait for the deals to come to you, exactly.
A lot of times raiding the local coin shop, you can find deals in the junk bin. That's what I'm an expert at.
Yep. And then you get the stuff close to spot, and that's great. That's phenomenal when you can do that.
What do you think that we could do to get more young people into stacking?
Well, you know, we're doing some things here at the state show that are really nice. We have a great youth coordinator. It's Kevin and Mike. They're really good at trying to get the youth into stacking and into coin collecting in general. So there's two different worlds. There's numismatics, which is obviously collector coins, and then there's, you know, just buying like bullion. But then, like I say, what you have something like what I do, it's kind of a hybrid. It's in between. It's like stack collecting, as I call it. So that's the type of thing that you want to understand, that you have various different levels, and you have to show these kids that there are many ways to get involved in it. And so what we do is they go around to the dealers, and we all throw things in little goodie bags for them to get them going. So bring your kids to the state show. Bring them here, because we have a lot of good things for the youth program. And those kids, once you start and you give them that little bag and you get them started on a penny set, or you get them started on something particularly silver or mercury dimes, things like that, it's like set the hook. You know, here they come. You know, they love it. You got to just get them hooked on it. So as I say, just a lot of good things that you can do, but you got to get them out there and you got to show them, because quite frankly, we're all one day going to be taking that dirt nap, unfortunately, and they better know how much this stuff is worth. So it's very good to have it well established so that they know, so they don't get taken to the cleaners if they ever had to liquidate your stash for any reason after you were gone.
Yeah, everything at spot price.
Yeah, everything is, oh my gosh, please don't do that to me. I'll have a heart attack right now.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm going to look around a little bit and see what kind of treasures we got here, and I'll be back with you later. Hope you guys are having an awesome day.
Oh, and one other thing, I want to close with one other thing. We all do know that World Money is an absolute Halloween junkie, okay? So what I have done, I actually found something in my stash. A little, I found a Peanuts round that I have. It had the pumpkin on it, and I know that that'll go nicely in his Halloween collection. So he can put that in there, and hopefully he'll remember me.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, dude. These are awesome. I love Halloween stuff. Anything Halloween, I'm into.
Awesome, perfect.
Thank you so
Well,
much,
good. I'm
dude.
glad. Thanks for coming out.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed the two-part series. It was really cool hanging out with Jeff at the coin show. It was the 68th annual Michigan State Numismatic Society, Michigan State Numismatic Society's 68th annual Spring Coin Show and Convention. And today is Saturday, and today's last day of the show, May 10th. So run on down there. I'm releasing this in the morning. Head on down there, go check it out. There's lots of vintage stuff. He's not the only booth with cool vintage stuff. There's a few of them, and here's what I got. This is the Halloween themed round that I got from him. A cool Peanuts round. This, I grew up with the Great Pumpkin. Watch that. And then I also got a couple other things from him. Bam. Val Canby. Super cool. Thank you so much, Jeff. And what else did I get? I did buy this from him. This was a high premium item, but it's got a cool bezel. And I like this kind of stuff. A lot of people don't like the stuff in the bezels, but it's 5-gram JM bar. And then the one thing I saw as soon as I saw his table, this Geiger 1 ounce round. Check this out. I gotta show you. I can't show you the other side while it's still in the capsule, but look at that. It's like almost like a mirror. And I've never seen these ground Geigers, but check out the other side with Schloss Guldengoza. Schloss Guldengoza. I can't pronounce it very well. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous round. So this one was a super high premium. I paid $60 for this, but I'd never seen it before, and I really wanted it. So, and he was generous enough to hook me up with a gift. Thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys go check out his booth. And this is his contact info, so if you're interested in any of his cool stuff or figuring out where he's going to be, send him an email and ask what show he's going to be at next. I think this was his first show, but check him out. Thank you so much. I'm glad you reached out to me and we did this interview and had a ton of fun. And I also, what else did I do? I also got something else. Hang on one sec. Here it is. Found it. I stopped by Chris's Coins at the show, same show. And my son got these. These are Yu-Gi-Oh! Rounds. These were $40 each, so kind of a higher premium. And since he's young, he's like, he and his brother grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. And then I had to get something from Chris's Coins as well. When I saw this, I was like, I better get that. It's the same as my channel chip. Like so. Stolen from Blackbeard's flag. But I thought it was cool. It's got a big old picture of Blackbeard on the back side. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Head down to that show. There's some deals out there. There's some cheap silver and vintage varieties. He had some Engelhard stuff. $3.75 for a 10-ounce bar. I think that's a great deal for vintage stuff. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a great day. I'm going down to the gun show, or not the gun show. What am I talking about? I am an idiot.